punk rock,
exposing a child
blending
predator.
raw energy,
I don't know much
rebellion,
about
and
Iggy Pop.
every
I haven't
stage
really,
presence.
apart from
His
like
fearless
kind of
exploration
proto-punk
sound
research for
and
videos,
unique
I don't know.
persona
I haven't
has
looked into it
inspired
much.
countless artists across many genres. Iggy Pop is a self-admitted and
He's a
prolific child
crusty
predator
looking man.
who was preyed upon and
Self-admitted.
statutorily raped countless girls as young as potentially 12 years of age, not just through his own autobiography,
He's got
but through his
crazy
songs and
bug
live
eyes.
performances.
He's
Despite all this,
bug-eyed.
I see very
Bug-eyed
few people talking about it. I slept with Sable when she was 13. Her parents were too rich to do anything. She rocked away around LA till a New York doll carried her away.
It is fucking
Now,
crazy how like the difference between these kind of actions back in the day and right now, like Brand New are like get so much, I mean they rightfully so get so much shit, Jesse Lacey, for grooming, but like John Lennon like literally admitted to it in music.
words in
Like
an
it's
autobiographical,
was
of
so
course,
common
but
back in
Sable's
the day.
parents were well known to be rich. She did party around LA. Every Iggy Pop biography I've read has discussed the pair's relationship at length. Sable has also talked in great length
It
about
is
her
disgusting,
relationship with Johnny
like-
Thunder in the Oral History of Punk book, which is a source that will be
And it
cited
is like
frequently.
basically erased, like
So again, whilst lyrics are not
erased from
leads,
history
I
pretty
think what
much,
Iggy's
unless you're in the
saying,
know.
"Look away," also
It's
goes
insane
into
how
more
much
detail
people
about
can
the
get
pair.
away with saying stuff in
Spoke about
lyrics.
Iggy
Yeah, that's true unless it's hip hop, and then it will be used in court.
bringing Sable up to the band's house in LA and wanting her to move in with him permanently. Lee was
It was
openly
before
gay,
law was
and this wasn't a
invented.
child of his he was talking about here. I don't know anything about
Did
the details
Lennon
of
write
his
Yellow
life,
Submarine?
such as his age
I thought it
and
was
name,
Ringo.
but the fact Lee references the little boy as the reason for him not having any ground in not allowing a 14-year-old Sable to live with Iggy makes it appear to me, at least, that this boy living with Lee was also likely a minor.
It's
Let's
crazy. It
get back
was
to Iggy and
literally
Sable.
like
So, Ron Asherton, the lead guitarist of the Stooges,
it's just
and
gross,
Iggy's
and I
self-admitted
don't even
best
understand like
has spoken
what
in
I
detail
don't.
about how
I've never been attracted to a child. I don't know
Sable
if that
first Iggy's groupie,
we only
then
have the
with Ron,
hottest
then
takes.
back to Iggy, and then went to another bandmate, his brother Scott Asherton. Ron even excitedly talks about the graphic nature of his and Sable's own
I don't know if like
relationship.
art should be used like in the court of law. Period. To be honest,
As Sable is said to have regularly performed oral sex on him between sets, but notes how
you
Iggy
can
wound
still
up falling
see
for a
these
girl
people on
called Coral
Grindr.
instead.
What Iggy Pop?
This Coral was Sable's sister. In fact, she was Sable's younger sister, who Ron himself was totally infatuated with, judging by his
Yeah.
own words here.
The hot
And that
take.
leads me to the next case.
He just looks like, look at him. Look at him. Like, that has got to be fake tan as well. That just looks like the cover of a Netflix documentary.
So, again, Coral was the younger sister of Sable. We'll start with Iggy,
What is this video?
who
It's
commented in the Oral History of Punk,
Iggy Pop exposing a child predator is a recommendation
enough
from
of
a
it,
donation.
as is like occurring
Punk has
sometimes
always had a
between the
groomer
recording of
pedo
Raw
problem.
Power
I think
and
music in
September
general just has a groomer
1972,
pedo problem.
up until
Apart from
the very
EDM.
first early 1973.
You never hear about
Although
there's
Iggy
no
and
there's no
Coral would
David
still see
Guetta
each other on and off
accusations.
until
Here's
the
me
summer of
being wrong. I might be
1974,
wrong. There might
according to
be.
Paul Trinker's
Iggy
biography,
Pop video one.
Open Up and Bleed.
I don't know. I feel like this covers
So,
a lot of what
with
I'd
these things
say.
at our disposal,
70s
Well,
rock be
to
like
Jim,
I Diddle
which
Kids
is Iggy's
guitar
actual
solo.
first name,
That's
by the
true.
way, eventually moved on to Coral. Again,
It's
staying with
extremely
Open Up and
hard
Bleed,
to not
Iggy
be
is said to have,
attracted to
quote,
kids.
won over Sable and Coral, and also another underage girl called Evita.
I
We'll talk about her later.
just realised that
By
can be
taking
clipped
them
out
on
of
to
context.
Disneyland,
That was a
which
message
is
that
the
I
most
read
blatant
out.
example of grooming that you'll ever see. Moving on to the Gimme Dane
Fucking
Iggy Pop
freak.
biography, written
And look
by
at him,
Joanne
like,
Rose. The influential
disgusting.
LA, as well as
He
there
would
being
make a good
multiple
Wojak.
pictures
He
of
basically
Iggy and
is a
Coral
living, breathing
in quite
Wojak.
suggestive positions together. She is sitting on Iggy's lap here in this photo from early
I had $1 for
1973,
every time a
example,
musician turned out to
that
be a
is
creep.
literally
Yeah.
captioned as Iggy's
Maybe I should make a
girlfriend.
video every time a
And in
musician
this
turns
picture
out to
from
be
the
a
same
creep.
year, she is
Just
laying on
actually
Iggy between his
grind.
legs. First slept with Coral Shields
sick.
when she was potentially as young as 12 years of age, not even a teenager.
I don't know if like
Absolutely abhorrent
incels
stuff.
even
But
existed
it
at
certainly
this
doesn't
point. I
stop
don't know if
there
they
with
could.
Iggy.
I feel like it's a very internet thing. It's like I'm getting jump scared by these like mid cards.
Just like in the song Look Away that we looked at before that spoke about a 13-year-old Sable, Iggy has also boasted about a relationship with a 14-year-old girl called Betsy. With the opening
I've
verse
spoken to
reading,
some people who
"I'm
have
hanging
like
around the same old
spoken
scene.
to people who've
My
been on
girlfriend
tours all the time. Apparently, like a bunch of musicians just basically like themselves gay because they have so much sex, and sex is like these top musicians like Harry Styles, these kind of people, they have so much sex, it just gets to the point where like regular women aren't like doing it for you anymore. And I guess I don't know, maybe
Betsy,
you
just
know,
14.
it's horrible.
There's
It's a
nothing
horrible
better
thing
for
to
me
even
to do.
think to like
Again, I will stress
put that
lyrics are
over
not
to like
confessions,
children.
even as deplorable as they are.
I'm
In his
I'm
autobiography,
trying to cook
I
here.
Need More. I'm
Like,
going
why
to read the
is-
quote in full, because as well as being an incredibly disturbing revelation, looking,
Kids are just
I'd
rare
come in
women.
before
Okay,
kids
let's
were
not.
out of
Let's.
school,
We're
and
gonna
I'd just
stop
sit in the
this
back of
right
the
here.
balcony
All
and
right.
observe their social patterns, which became material for
Forget-
the songs.
Forget
And so I went
anything I
there
just
and saw
said.
Betsy.
Hi from Russia.
I
Hello.
never saw anything like life. Blonde, white as snow. She was 13, and she looked at me penetratingly.
Oh
I
my
suppose you
God.
could figure out what happened next. Iggy was in his early 20s here.
It's actually disgusting. Penetratingly.
Tina Fanuzzi was a 14-year-old girl who met Iggy after a show in San Francisco
It's like the gel stuff seems tame by comparison.
in May 1970. In the Open Up and Bleed biography,
It's just excess people feel they get everything they want no matter how repulsive and evil. You just do things as you can. Yeah, it's fucked. Power's just like...
She did add that it was possible.
I'm so glad I don't
even though she was
feel really
14,
any power
she
for being a
could pass for lot
YouTuber.
older.
I just,
So,
I'm
some of
just
you
quite
might give
stressed
Iggy
all the
some
time.
benefit of the doubt here, as you may have wrongly presumed she was of legal age. She was absolutely tiny, all the way from San Bernardino. Very beautiful Latin-type girl with a beautiful Roman bridge and pronounced eyebrows, large brown eyes, and a wanton mouth. So I took Tina and went home.
Yeah, I don't...
I won't
It's
read
weird,
rest
like the amount of
excerpt,
artists that
probably a
get
bit
like
too much for YouTube,
absolutely
the
like
picture.
thrown out.
but still, there's
Like
more.
Jimmy Savile is one of the most hated people in England, and I know like what he did was a bigger
Unlike
scope
the
than
rest
this.
of the cases
But
we've looked at so far, this is one I cannot authenticate as true.
thing is, Brady, I was thinking of
But
doing a
given Iggy's
Minecraft
moral
stream.
object-
See,
So
it's
across
not
your
surprising.
history of
I
comedy,
didn't know this
Give Me
either.
Danger and Open Up and Bleed on the air.
I don't. Why does music attract
your
so many?
history of
Like,
comedy,
I feel like there
Iggy
are a
spoke
bigger, like,
candidly
there's a
about the
bigger
incident.
concentration of nonces in music than there are on the streets. And maybe that's just because they're given the power to be a nonce, or maybe like somebody in chat said, the fame and the success.
Saying that he went and took off all his clothes inside the radio station. But what I will again repeat is that Iggy Pop clearly has a track record of being a hedonistic predator. So again, I'll let you decide on the truth of this one.
I think there's a I think truth is pretty clear.
Pussy Walk is a pretty creepy song, as Iggy sings about, well, women's reproductive organs. And there is no clever wordplay or metaphors
like-
here.
I don't know
It
if I'm
is
gonna be
literally
able to
just
like
Iggy
listen to the
crudely
Stooges
chanting
in the
about
same
how
way.
much he loves that
I
part
kind
of
of struggle with
woman's
that
anatomy
sometimes.
For nearly 4 minutes.
Like especially a lot of like
And
Brand
bear in
New
mind,
stuff, or like
Iggy
even
was
like
approaching
Panucci's Pizza
50
is
years
one of the
old
main
at
ones.
the
Because
time.
like Panucci's Pizza, there was like there's a lyric with it is like something that goes along the lines of like all the girls who like me are far too young to realize the horrible mistake they've made. And I was like, when I first heard that, I was like, that's sus, and I didn't realize the allegations. And then when I found out the allegations, like, what else is that gonna fucking
Release.
mean, you know?
Now you know, from time to time, my musical group and I have occasion to visit the high schools and junior high schools and other centres of learning in this wonderful land of the United States. And when I do, from time to time, I run into the young girls who attend these places, and I see them smiling at me with their young girl clothes. And while I smile back, and I never say anything, inside I'm thinking, can you pussy walk? Can you pussy talk? And so on. You can read the rest of the chorus for yourself. It's for students.
Yeah,
between
the
ages of
French are fucking weird, and they like a lot of cartoonists in France like openly draw like naked kids.
Somehow, Iggy managed to make the verse even more disgusting in a live 1994 performance in the UK.
Now you know, from time to time, my musical group and I have occasion to visit the secondary schools and primary schools.
Primary
and other centers of
schools.
learning in this wonderful kingdom of the UK. And when I do anything,
Chat, do you know the age, the max age of primary school?
in the UK, for anyone
there
unaware,
we go, here we
is
go.
for children between the ages of 4 and 11 years old. Iggy Pop has been a prolific child predator ever since he first established his name in the music business with the Stooges. It is vile, it is deplorable, and it is despicable, but for some reason, Iggy still continues to get away with these blatant crimes against children. Society at large just seems to look away at his detestable behaviour in the past. But I hope today's video has educated you on the sick and wretched soul that Iggy Pop is.
100%.
And should forever be branded and known as, and held accountable for.
I'm gonna put the channel in the chat. Give this guy a sub.
Everyone who's clicked
His niche seems to be exposing child predators in music. So.